Welcome to Athens, Georgia, Sanford Stadium, home to the Georgia Bulldogs, where more than 90,000 have already started to bark loudly. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration, Senior Day. As we'll see the number 2 team in the country, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, taking on a team from the SEC, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. And the Yellow Jackets will boot it away to start the game. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. So the Georgia Bulldogs offense will get the first crack at it here. There will be some clean, old-fashioned hate on display in this one, guys.
How cool is that, by the way? That's the name of the rivalry. When it comes up, clean, old-fashioned hate. You think they like each other? Absolutely not. Bragging rights all through the state of Georgia.
Just finds that little crevice, and he's still up. Really nice, patient job to find some running room by this junior. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it. The Ramblin' Wreck and the Dogs have been fighting it out for a long time. No, people forget Georgia Tech is a charter member of the SEC, though that was a long time ago. First meeting back in 1893.
Yeah, and reportedly they wanted to join the SEC.
And the defense gets to the quarterback.
Well, this defense looked pretty good last week. Of course, they had 2 sacks, and their coaching staff told us they really wanted to be able to build on that. Great news, they've already registered a sack here early in this game.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Caught behind the line. It's Moore. And Shore tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Georgia lining up to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. The Yellow Jackets offense will have its first possession of the game. And if these 2 guys wind up getting matched up, David, we'll see what wins, speed or force.
Yeah, and you love to be physical and set the tone, and this linebacker does that consistently. Now, Jesse, keeping up with the speed on the other side, that's a different animal.
Might be different, but we're going to see this receiver work underneath on some drag routes. You better be careful. You do not want to get caught in the wash against this linebacker.
The Ramblin' Wreck just left tread marks on the Dogs the last time they played.
I mean, it was a beat down, and the bragging...
He lost it high and deep down the left side. And he's got it inside the 35. Sprinting all the way, he'll take it to the house, but there is a flag on the field. So a little too much contact through the PI flag. They'll decline that one, and the touchdown stands. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the PAT makes it 7-0. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did with that long touchdown pass to finish off a 2-play drive. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
8-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and short. They'll put the tight end in motion. He's back to throw on 2nd down. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
Oh, it's a missed opportunity. You know the quarterback was excited. He saw man coverage. He thought he was going to have an opportunity to come up with a big play, but up front they could not protect him well enough.
Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a 3rd and long. Wide receiver shows motion. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Just threw that one away to avoid disaster.
And this offense is searching, man. They're trying to find something. Last week, they did nothing. They got nothing going. Looked really, really poor. This week, starting a little sluggish. They got to find something they can hang their hat on and something they can build off of for this offense.
Well, they finally stop him, but he found some running room on that return and really helps out his offense to start this drive. The Rambling Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
On 1st and 10 from the 38. Looking downfield, it's Higgins. Fires to the tight end. He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the 1st down. The Yellow Jackets are in the hurry-up. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? A shot toward the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up. Trying to pick up a 1st down.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on 3rd down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play, moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
Motion from the offense. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he'll take this into the end zone, but hang on just a second. Flag down. Let's see what this is about. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. And the Yellow Jackets are on the move. Wide out in motion. Little touch pass to the receiver. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Well, I love the aggressive nature of the defense on that play. Everybody playing with eye discipline. They saw the pre-snap motion. They knew who had the football, and you saw guys play with excellent instinct, running downhill and making a tackle.
And the incomplete pass was just too hot to handle.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication.
Throws toward the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Blasted as he lets it go. Incomplete pass, and the defense comes up big, and they take over. 1st down here for the offense. They'll try the right side. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. It has been a season to forget, and honesty compels us to say changes are probably coming.
I'm not sure, but I think Reese Davis just fired a coach. Is that what I heard? I'm pretty sure that's what just happened. Listen.
And the ball is picked off. Got room on the return. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Tell you what, defensive players don't always see where the ball is. They see the receiver and they get to chase him, but really good job seeing where the receiver is, going and making an interception, making a big play, getting the ball back to your offense.
And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughing. Defense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. From the gun, running back gets the give. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play. Guys, we've reached the end of the quarter, and Georgia Tech has the lead. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. They've switched into the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the second. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Handoff to the lone back. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. The Yellow Jackets want to crank the tempo. Trying to barge in. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
A nice job by the defense. First and goal situation, you can expect run a lot of the times. They were physical, got in the backfield, stuffed the run.
After getting nothing done on first down, second and goal from the 6. They'll switch it up here and look to throw. Pressure coming. He just threw that one away. Nobody was getting open. He had to live to find another play in the red zone. It'll be third down. These fans trying to be like a 12th man on defense and help them get a stop. They'll look to throw on third and goal. He caught it. And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Now on fourth down, they'll send out the field goal unit. It's good. And now the lead is extended a little further. So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. Fielded in the end zone. It's Lawrence. He just about popped that one for a long one, but as it is, he gives his team a lot of momentum with a solid return. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is the type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
You got to hold serve at this point, right? You got to drive the field, put some more points up on the board. Yeah, they just scored. You can answer that now and keep this thing close.
And I think you're used to that as offense. Like, football is so fast-paced now, and you score so quickly, it's not that big of a deal to get down 10. You keep being aggressive.
He's going to pass. Fires to the wideout. Got a man in the middle. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a first and 10. Movement here from the tight end. Looking to go up top on first down. Flips it out in the flat. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Handoff to the single running back. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling.
I think you run that play on second down knowing it's going to make third down easy. You're not trying to hit a home run. You don't need the big play right now. Now you know third down, everything's on the table, everything's available, high success rate.
Trying to get to him. And they can't quite hook up, trying to make a completion in the back corner of the end zone. Now on fourth down, they'll try to come away with 3. And this ought to be a chip shot from about 20 yards out. And it's right down the boulevard.
And this guy has been a machine all season long. He is absolutely automatic. You know you're getting 3 points when this guy jogs on the field.
The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So,
reels it in down the left side. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33. And the Yellow Jackets hit it quickly to the line. Going up top on first down. The sure hands, it's Shields. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. It's the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the offense can tack a little something extra on their lead before the break. Second down coming up. Fast motion from the offense. They'll leave it with him. Dragged down to the turf, but not... First down.
And a lot of coaches put a lot of emphasis on situational type running, right? When it's a goal-to-go situation, short yardage situation, like when I need to run the football and they know I'm running the football. Right there, haven't had a lot of success, but I needed a few yards to get the first down. Great job by the offensive line, creating some space and getting the first down.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets!
I love running backs that have a nose for the goal line. Understand how to get there, finish strong into the end zone, know I get 6, and then go celebrate with your boys.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Terrific showdown this week, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. Sam Houston has the lead right now. Huntsville has been jumping all week, but this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by a field goal over New Mexico State. We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. The receiver was doubled, and they picked it off. Taking it the other way. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return. Look, I know it's only the second quarter, but we're starting to see a pretty significant gap develop between these two teams right now.
No doubt. When your defense is scoring, your offense is scoring, good things happening for your ball club. This defense on point, reading their scouting report, making big plays.
And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick 6. Coming out with it, it's Lawrence. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right here.
And that is interception number 3 on the day. They got him down pretty quickly after the pick, but what an opportunity here from the 23-yard line.
Not all DBs make the play at the end, right? They can bat the ball down, they can be in position, but they don't really secure the football. Great job by the DB securing the football in 4th.
Going for it all. And that one's incomplete. Worth taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up. The Yellow Jackets want to pick up the tempo. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Looking to pass. It's Higgins. He's going to run it. He found a little opening and got loose. They couldn't stop him in the backfield, so a solid pickup there. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. He just needed a yard on 3rd down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Despite failing earlier on 4th down, they will try again here. Gets it out quickly. Tackled after picking up the 1st down. And the Yellow Jackets come to the line with a new set of downs. The give to the back. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Now the play fake. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit. 3rd and long, and they'll need to get it close to the goal line to convert. From the gun, wants to pass. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
Yeah, and 3rd and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. The Yellow Jackets will try to pick it up on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. The incomplete pass, 4th down, fails, and they'll turn it over. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Quick handoff. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Gentlemen, from Athens to Atlanta, there are some edgy folks and emotional fan bases in this always contentious battle between the Dogs and Yellow Jackets. And we have to start this halftime breakdown by addressing the play of this elite wide receiver. This is clearly a young man who, once he's finished playing on Saturdays, he's going to be playing on Sundays. The kid has different gears. He has a knack for finding gaps in the defense. And I can't remember a college player with that kind of catch radius. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the duel between Georgia and Georgia Tech plays out.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. And the Dogs will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. Line gets set, 1st down. Trying to set the tone with the run. Finds some space, enough to get 5 to the 22. And the Yellow Jackets will hustle to the line. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Maybe picked up a couple. He's down at the 24. Boy, could they use a conversion on 3rd and short from their own 24. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Wants to throw. It's Higgins. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. The Yellow Jackets will send out the punt unit. Finally sending out a punter in this one. Got to make sure they earn their letter. He'll call for the fair catch here. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They'll snap it from the 37 for the first play of this drive. Looking to move it through the air. They're trying to get to it. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
You just need to have more efficiency in the passing game. This guy completed exactly 50% of his throws the last game. Now, not good enough. And he's below that number in this game. Still not good enough.
Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets him 30+. This attack so lethal with that big play capability. Now 1st and 10 from the 29. Pulls it in.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on you.
The play action fake. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
That's another example of just really good football. This is why they've built the lead here in the second half. Nice job pressuring the quarterback, making him feel uncomfortable, coming into somebody else's building and keeping it really, really quiet.
Short yardage play. They'll give it to the wide receiver going to the edge. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. And here comes the field goal unit. And he'll need a little distance and to bend it just right. A 41-yarder from the left hash. And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away.
How great is it to know that if you can get the ball down somewhere close to the 40-yard line on your opponent's side of the field, you're walking away with at least 3 points because this dude is automatic.
The Rambling Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead, Paul.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so we got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen yet.
And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Looking to throw, it's Higgins. He finds his man. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
And there was no question in that scenario. That's where the quarterback was going. He knew he had his receiver in a matchup that he liked, running a route where he would find himself open. Nice job between those two.
Small gain, I know, but again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass, make him honor the run game. You got to do a...
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down.
Well, that one falls incomplete. That hasn't happened a whole lot today, though. This dude has been lighting this defense up with his speed. He showed great hands. They just weren't able to come down with that one.
Getting some heat. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. And the Yellow Jackets decide to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. They'll get him down at the 21-yard line. The coverage team able to stop him right there. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They're going to have to be more aggressive in this drive. You can't expect to win this one, David, kicking field goals.
No, especially when you're trailing. You got to have a little more urgency and maybe a little more aggressiveness, Jesse. And field goals are not going to get it done down the stretch.
Yeah, you're going to have to take some shots, no doubt. Bottom line, when plays present themselves, you just simply got to make them.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. The give to the tailback. Yeah, it's a bit of a surge, and he's knocked down after picking up 3 to the 26.
And sticking to the run. I tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football. You can tell.
Shotgun snap on 3rd down. Looking down the middle. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Georgia sends out the punt team. Running it back, it's Shields. He gets a block. There he goes. Open it up. You want to talk about dynamic ability to flip a field on display right there. And it was just about a return for a touchdown. Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored.
Touchdown, Yellow Jackets! And the beatdown has ensued. The Yellow Jackets showing a little sting as they build their lead against the Dogs.
How about them Jackets, man? This is so good for Georgia Tech fans. They're so jacked up and excited. They think the Georgia players, fans, they think they're buffoons. They're smarter, they're better, and when they can beat them on the field, they want to rub it in their face.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here, Coleman.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this one.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Off the bootleg and rolling out. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play. One final play before the end of the quarter. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on 3rd down. Guys, we've reached the end of the quarter, and Georgia Tech has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. As we start the 4th quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And they got him. A sack denies the try to convert on 4th down. The offense lining up for a 1st down play. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. From the gun, the ground game. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him. The Yellow Jackets moving quickly to the line. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Tackled, but he has a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, running back on the move. They get him on the ground. He picked up about 4 yards, and the ball spotted at the 10. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. They've got him looking run, but they're going to throw it. Got it! Touchdown, Georgia Tech! And the punishment has been extended. That might be the proverbial 4th quarter dagger as they try to finish off their 12th straight win. Now they have extended this lead, guys, starting to put the hammer, but sometimes a rivalry game can give you a little of extra fight back.
And there can be no panic at this point now. You worked too hard this offseason, David. They've had this game circled for so long. You've got to play your best football right now and fight back.
And you just need something good to happen on this next possession. You got to get the crowd back into this football game. Big rivalry. Get some emotion. Get some momentum on your side.
And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
When you hear about it all the time in football, go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that 1st down. You can see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
To the air on 1st down. Fires left. Wide open downfield. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41. They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another 1st down. He's looking to throw it. He makes the connection. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be 1st down.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum and gain a little bit of confidence that they can keep coaching up heading into their next game.
He threw that one with some serious heat. This senior quarterback doesn't need a lot of space to get it in there. Back to the air one more time. They're bringing heat. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack.
At this point in the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in cover.
And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
This quarterback has been under duress all game long. He's one of the best in the country, and he's used to having his way. He's the one who's used to dictating to opposing defenses, but that has not been the case in this game. Here we are late. He's still under pressure, taking a sack there.
So this field goal unit has been getting the job done. They've already made a couple here today. From the right hash, and this distance makes that angle not quite so severe. Never a doubt. Right down the middle.
And he knocks another one through. And how about this kicker? Good way to start off your season, right? Like, what do you have at the spot? Sometimes you don't know. Can he make those kicks? Starting off, hasn't missed one yet. Been very dependable for this squad.
And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on first down.
It's now second down.
Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. Dropping back, it's Higgins. Pocket starts to collapse. And the heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Using his legs to buy some time. Underneath toast to coverage, got it deep downfield. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. He wants to throw, using his feet to buy time. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. And the Yellow Jackets come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Trying to find his man on first down. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get concerned, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Iowa State is in serious trouble right now. I hope that coach is renting and not buying there in Ames, because that could be a bad investment. They're trailing by 25 to Cincinnati. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down. He's been under pressure all season, and they really haven't done much to turn down that heat. And it's just hard to imagine that this guy will be back. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. You make up the game plan, and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. From the gun, wants to pass. Here's a throw downfield late. Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. They make the tackle after the turnover, but hang on just a second. There's a flag on the field. Let's see if it stands. They're going to get another chance after throwing the ball away. That roughing the passer call quite fortuitous for this offense. So the offense will have a fresh set of downs to work with after the roughing the passer call. The corners are walked up tight. He'll come out throwing on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chain. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. He's going to pass. Pulls it in. It's Moore. Put it right on him. Sweet play. Good pickup, and they'll move the chains with a first down. Fresh set of downs after the completion.
First down for the offense.
They'll throw it on first down. Feeling some heat. And that pass will be incomplete, and time has run out on this game. No matter how much college football changes, realignment, all of that kind of stuff, rivalries are consistent, and winning rivalry games, well, that's just the best.
Because they hate each other so much. So you take the field against your rival. You're able to put forth a performance like that. That is worth its weight in gold, David. Unbelievable effort here by the winning team, and bragging rights now for a while.
Bragging rights for a while. It's a fun thing to be able to accomplish. Now we also got to take in the next couple games, because this is always, there's a letdown that naturally happens after these big rivalry wins. We feel like our chest is poked out. We got to look on to the next game, focus in on this next one.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.